I'm here with James Gardner, author of On the Edge, Stepping Back from the Brink of Suicide. James, it's a very powerful title. Can you tell me and those watching about the story and where it all starts?
Yeah, well, firstly, welcome.
Thank you.
It all started when I was involved in a car accident. We were coming back from half-term skiing holiday in Scotland, and a car accident, and I was asleep at the time, and then I was in a coma for 3 weeks, and it was a bit touch and go whether I'd actually come out of the coma, and doctors said that if he did, then I would probably be cabbaged in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. And then, obviously I came out of the coma, but I was completely paralysed down my left side.
It involved other members of your family as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, yeah. My little sister didn't survive. My mum broke her neck, and my dad broke his collarbone, so we were all kind of separated in this hospital. I was in intensive care in the children's ward. My mum was on a female ward, and my dad was on another ward, so we were all kind of in different areas and different situations.
How much did that kind of bring the family together after, obviously the tragedy?
Really brought the family together, and they all rented a flat and relocated to be nearer the hospital and be nearer my mum and I.
What kind of happened the years after that accident? What kind of happened to your mentality and your thought process after that?
Well, I've gone on to learn to walk and lots of physio, and always been pushed to do this, there's no such word as can't, and you will do this, and always try harder and don't take no as an answer. So that's been good to the point, and then I was trying to push, and then you why am I doing this now? It's too much hard work, why am I bothering? And then I started to get depressed and down. And
what was the major thing that got you really depressed?
Probably just why am I bothering? Why was I in a car accident? Why am I doing all this physio? Why am I...
No justification for any of that.
Yeah, there's what's the meaning?
It's bad luck.
Yeah.
And so you've obviously you've reached the point where you've decided to end your life.
Yeah.
What was the thing that stopped you from doing that?
Well, the major thing began when I went to the doctors, and I said to my GP, look, I'm really depressed. I go to the gym every day. I don't bother to look when I cross the road. I'm hoping that I'll get run over, and I don't care. And then the doctor goes, well, I'm going to put you on Prozac, on the course of Prozac.
That must have been a word which started ringing alarm bells.
Yeah, it did, because I'd only heard of it, and Prozac is a major drug. And he said, well, only start off by taking one a day, see how you go. It can become quite addictive, and you just see how you go. And I was like, do I really need that to help me? I've learnt to walk again, I've learnt to do everything again. Do I now need to surrender to Prozac?
So your achievements in other areas previous to getting down kind of really helped you to see light.
Yeah, it's been a driving force to
that's really good.
Push me, yeah.
And so you've made that decision not to take the Prozac, and you're obviously at that point in not a very happy place. What got you to being happy, to feeling a sense of worth, and to being confident again and feeling that you can get the life you want, you can be confident, you can be around people who appreciate you, who make you feel good?
Mm-hmm. It was I was into Madonna as an artist, and music and dance, and that's a type of release and self-expression. And then she was going on tour, and obviously I wanted to go because I was the biggest fan ever, and I wanted to go on a Friday, but she wasn't doing concerts on a Friday, and she was wearing a red string nowadays. It was rumoured on the internet, and I was like, what's she doing now? Why isn't she doing Friday nights and Saturday night concerts? And what's the red string all about? So then I researched it on the internet, and then I started to read about it, and then...
What was it called?
It's Kabbalah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a spirituality.
What did you think about the word spirituality before you got into that kind of area?
Yeah, I thought hippie and gypsy and some little woman with a crystal ball. That's the type of thing, the characteristics that came up in my head. But then once I started reading about it and learning about it, see it from the other side, I saw it as something totally different, and then I started doing courses, reading books, watching videos.
So for someone who is, on the edge, who's, maybe having suicidal thoughts or really depressed, it's making that one decision to maybe look into a different area and research that has turned everything around for you.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going to take you, where it's going to end up.
No.
Yeah.
And so, what part of this group of people was, really made you feel special?
Well, the fact that we're all kind of searching for the same thing, believe in the same thing, and Kabbalah is about we're all from the same place and we're all on the same levels.
What did you, when you were at the edge, what did you want most from other people?
It's mainly about acceptance and understanding. I felt really misunderstood.
And you got that from that group of people?
I did, yeah.
Fantastic. And, now this has gone from you being to the point where you wanted to jump off
anywhere, off a bridge or balcony, I would...
So wanting to jump off a balcony or a bridge, to now having written a book. I mean, you were saying to me earlier that it wasn't something which you were planning to help people with, but it just came about on its own. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, because when I was quite depressed, I went away to a health retreat, and one of the therapists there suggested that I write a journal and write down all the internal thoughts that are bugging me, that driving me mad. And then I started writing, and I could have written forever. And then I would journal every night at bedtime. I journal religiously, and then it just kind of built on from there. I found it a really good therapy, and so then I thought, well, why not keep journaling and tell the whole story?
And what's the big overall message in the book that people are going to get from it if they're in a similar situation that you were in?
It's about finding acceptance, finding who you are, where you belong, and that it's always not as bad as it seems, although I don't like it when people say to me, oh, there's always someone worse off than you. And you think, well, I knew that, but it's not helping me right now. But when you see a big picture, when you see a person who's gone through it and how they've dealt with it,
it spells it out easily, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's rather than a self-help book saying, well, you need to do this, this and this, and you think, well, that's all good, but how do I do it? Do they know my life and all the background? And this is you can see James as a person, his internal thoughts, and you can see what's going on and all the processes.
That's fantastic, and I think that people will, connect with it who have been in a similar situation or are in a similar situation. Now, people can get the first chapter free, can't they? From the website.
Yeah.
Tell people where they can get the website.
Well, you can go to my website. It's at www.mysuicideattempt.com.
And what are they going to get in that first chapter?
Well, the first chapter is my main explosive chapter that deals with the car accident that I was involved in, and it didn't just involve me, it involved my mum, my sister and my dad. Unfortunately my sister didn't survive, and my mum broke her neck and my dad broke his collarbone, and I was in this coma. Doctors didn't know if I would live or die, and then if I was going to live, that I'd probably be cabbaged in a wheelchair forever. And then you see my family sort of separated in this hospital. My mum's on this ward, I'm in intensive care.
So it's quite a powerful read.
It's quite powerful, chapter. And then you see all my family relocate to be nearer the hospital, and they all come together to look after me and look after everyone. Well,
I definitely recommend that people get hold of On the Edge. It's a powerful read, and it's very inspirational, especially if you're, as I said, in that similar situation.